Los Olivos, Medellin, December 2nd, 1993. Pablo Escobar sits in a middle-class safe house making his final phone call. The man who once controlled 80% of the world's cocaine trade now controls 3 bedrooms and a phone line. In less than 24 hours, he'll be gunned down on a rooftop. But who really wanted him there? This is the story of Pablo Escobar's final day alive. Inside the cramped safe house on Street 79, Pablo Escobar moves like a ghost through rooms that smell of cigarette smoke and fear. The house belongs to a middle-class family who fled when his men arrived 3 weeks ago. Newspapers cover every window. His bodyguard Álvaro de Jesús Agudelo, known as Limón, stands guard by the front door, AK-47, never leaving his grip. The safe house tells the story of desperate preparation. $2 million in cash stacked on beds and hidden in closets. Medical supplies fill a bathroom cabinet. Antibiotics, surgical instruments, equipment for treating gunshot wounds. Detailed street maps of Medellin cover the kitchen table, escape routes marked in different colored ink. Escobar weighs 140 pounds now, down from 200 before his escape from La Catedral prison. 16 months of constant hiding have hollowed out his face and aged him decades. At his peak, Pablo moved 15 tons of cocaine daily into the United States. Now he owns nothing but his freedom, and that's slipping away. Search Block discovered his previous safe house in El Poblado just 24 hours earlier. How did they locate his hideout so quickly after 16 months of searching? Escobar sits at the small kitchen table, chain-smoking while staring at maps of his former empire. His hands shake as he lights his 10th cigarette of the evening. The phone rings and his heart jumps. It's his mother, Hermilda, calling from her apartment in Medellin. For 12 minutes, he listens to her voice, knowing this might be the last time they speak. He makes 2 more calls that evening, one to his wife in Frankfurt, another to contacts in the organization. Each conversation is brief, strained. Search Block intercepts every call but claims they cannot locate him. Their surveillance system requires only 3 minutes to establish location. Yet somehow, they keep missing him. Radio intercepts show Search Block received orders to increase patrols in Los Olivos that evening. If they couldn't trace his calls, how did they know to focus on this area? Sleep doesn't come for Pablo Escobar anymore. He paces the wooden floors like a caged animal, stopping to peer through newspaper-covered windows. Former associates reported that he rarely slept more than 2-3 hours during his final days. At 2:47 a.m., he tries calling his son Juan Pablo in Argentina, but the connection fails. He slams the phone down, frustration and fear warring in his gaunt face. He stops at the bathroom mirror, studying the stranger staring back with sunken cheeks, wild hair, eyes that have seen too much. This isn't the confident cartel leader who once challenged governments. This is a broken man counting down his final hours. Limón doses fitfully in a chair by the window, weapon across his lap. Both men can feel death approaching like a storm. At 8:30 a.m., the phone rings. Juan Pablo calling from Buenos Aires to wish him happy birthday. For 20 precious minutes, the world's most wanted man becomes just a father. This conversation is different. Escobar's voice carries a weight that wasn't there before, the sound of a man who knows his time is running out. He speaks in hushed, urgent tones about staying away from this life, about protecting the family. When the call ends, Escobar sits in perfect silence, staring at the phone. Limón approaches, asking if everything is all right. Escobar doesn't answer. The radio crackles with intercepted communications. Escobar listens to his own death being planned with detached interest. The voices discuss coordinates, positioning, tactical approaches. He walks through his final stronghold, touching stacks of cash that represent the remnants of a $50 billion empire. Now it's just paper in a doomed house. Intelligence reports later revealed that Colombian officials were in contact with Cali cartel representatives during this period. His rivals were helping the government take him down. Inside the safe house, Pablo Escobar sits at a wooden table, staring through Venetian blinds at the quiet street below. His hands shake as he lights another cigarette, his 15th of the day. Limón approaches quietly, suggesting they move again, but Escobar doesn't respond. His hollow eyes remain fixed on the window. Outside, local residents notice unmarked vehicles and unusual personnel. Some neighbors begin leaving with hastily packed bags. Radio news reports begin speculating that Escobar may be cornered in Los Olivos. He hears his name and turns the volume up. They're not even hiding it anymore. At 12:47 p.m., he picks up the phone and dials his brother Roberto. The line crackles with static. The conversation is brief, strained, filled with unspoken goodbyes. When he hangs up, Escobar knows they've found him. The phone rings one final time, Juan Pablo calling from Argentina. But this call is different. Escobar's paranoia takes over. His voice becomes urgent, desperate. He asks if Juan Pablo has been talking to prosecutors, if anyone has contacted him. The questions come rapid fire. A father trying to protect his son while his own world crumbles. Juan Pablo doesn't answer directly. The silence stretches across the international line. At 1:08 p.m., the line goes dead. Escobar stares at the silent phone. He stands slowly. Limon checks his AK-47 for the 100th time today. Both men feel it, death approaching like a storm. The walls are closing in faster now. Pablo sits in the front room, still shaken from the final call with his son. The unanswered questions about prosecutors echo in his mind. Through gaps in the newspaper-covered windows, he can see uniformed figures taking positions, automatic weapons glinting in the afternoon sun. Limon moves to the front window, scanning the street. He tells his boss that they have to move quickly. The first shots ring out, sniper fire from a rooftop across the street. Limon falls instantly, his weapon clattering to the floor. The 22-year-old takes his final breath defending a man the world wants dead. Pablo stares at his bodyguard's lifeless body. Now he's truly alone. Pablo checks his pistol methodically. His hands are steady now. The panic that has defined these months of running has evaporated, replaced by cold acceptance. They've killed Limon. They're coming for him next. He positions himself near the rear exit, knowing this escape route leads directly into multiple sniper positions. The full assault begins with flashbangs and coordinated entry. Police, surrender now! But Pablo Escobar hasn't surrendered to anyone in 44 years of life, and he won't start now. Officers storm through the front door, stepping over Limon's body. In the chaos of smoke and shouting, Pablo flees alone through the rear exit. His body, weakened by months of stress, struggles with the effort. A bullet catches his leg. He stumbles but keeps moving. Another bullet grazes his shoulder. He pulls himself onto the roof, completely alone now, exposed against the afternoon sky. For a moment, he runs across terracotta tiles, the city of Medellin spreading below him like a map of all his crimes. The search block agents below take careful aim. Multiple shooters, no escape. Pablo Escobar falls on a rooftop in Los Olivos at exactly 2:04 p.m. on December 2nd, 1993. 3 bullets, leg, back, head. The final shot shatters his skull, ending the reign of the world's most powerful drug lord. The king is gone. News of Escobar's death reaches international media by 4 p.m.
Pablo Escobar, the Colombian drug king who was for years one of the world's most wanted men, was gunned down today by Colombian police in the Colombian city of Medellin. His drug cartel was named for the city he controlled for so long. He was only 44.
Mr. Escobar was gunned down yesterday, and Colombian authorities say its message to other drug lords is to surrender or you will be killed. An elite Colombian police unit killed Pablo Escobar in a shootout, cornering him here in this house where he had been hiding in the city of Medellin. Police found Escobar after tracing his phone calls.
Stock markets rise immediately. The famous photograph of Escobar's body spreads across front pages worldwide. Search block agents stand around the corpse on the rooftop. The image becomes one of the most recognizable crime scene photos in history. Here lay the richest criminal in history, the man who once burned $2 million in cash to keep his daughter warm when they were hiding in the mountains. The same man who dreamed of becoming Colombia's president, who built schools and soccer fields for the poor while orchestrating thousands of murders. Pablo Escobar's influence still echoes more than 30 years later. The most notorious drug lord this world has ever known was gone from this world. Escobar's funeral draws 25,000 people, mostly from poor neighborhoods where he funded schools and soccer fields. Search Block recovers the $2 million in cash from the safe house. This money later disappears from police custody. Where did it go? The Medellin cartel dissolves within 6 months. The Cali cartel immediately assumes control of cocaine trafficking operations. Whether Pablo Escobar's death was the result of superior police work, or whether it was coordinated between multiple parties with interests in his elimination, remains the central question. Who benefited most from his death? The Colombian government, the Cali cartel, or American drug enforcement agencies?